And that's why I worked so hard, because I never wanted to drive backwards. I knew I needed to drive forward. And I just never wanted my kids to ever experience that. And that's why I worked so hard, because it was a hard life. And nobody ever deserved to live that life.
I always said I escaped the south side of Chicago. During this time, it was really bad on the south side of Chicago. You know, my had friends that were getting shot, and drugs were really rampant in Chicago at that time too. So this was during the crack epidemic. And I just knew that I needed something different for my kids. I just remember that I had one girlfriend that was already here in Minneapolis who I would talk to periodically. It was right after I had my daughter. She called, to check in on me, see how things were going. And she was like, "You really should think about coming to Minnesota." And I was like, "What's in Minnesota?" I said, "It gets really cold there in Minnesota." But I wanted to give it a shot, because during this time, I was just not in a good place. And I just wanted something different for my kids. And I think at this very moment, I put them first. That summer of 1995, driving up 94 West was probably the best move I've ever made. Because I felt like when I got here, it felt like home. So I was probably here 2 weeks before I found a job. And during this time, we were living in a shelter, St. Anne's shelter on the north side of Minneapolis, which is less than a mile away from our first apartment. I get a little emotional even thinking about what that meant for us.
Coming here, now I get this happy smile, because coming here in Minnesota, and then to have touched all of these different human and social service agencies that had their doors open to women like me. All you need to do is just go through that door and let them know what the needs are. And they're walking through Bridging, where the need was furniture. And they're walking to St. Anne's, where the need was shelter. And then going to food shelves and places like that. And I've never experienced that in the city of Chicago, with all the stress and turmoil and trauma that families go through. You didn't have organizations like that.
When I think about that mission, I think it's important that the clients that Bridging serve every day is that when they leave there is hope for a better tomorrow. And I think about just what those twin beds, because we got a set of twin beds and a full-size bed, what that meant for me and my kids is that tomorrow's gonna be much better. Tomorrow I get to try it again. And I think that's what Bridging is all about. Here's one day I didn't have anything, and tomorrow I wake up and I got a couch. I got a table that we can eat at as a family. We can sleep and be well rested. And it's a new day.